Hello everyone, I'm Dredge and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to show you something a bit different today. This is Helldivers, and look at this. In my last video I said I had 400 hours in Helldivers 2. Helldivers, I have total mission time 80 hours, but that's actually 100 hours because 20 hours standing on your destroyer. So there we are. But I also played this on PlayStation 4. Yeah, it released on PlayStation 4 as exclusive. So I also played it there, and there was no cross-account sharing. So I did rebuy this on Steam and played it again for 80. No, I'm going to stick 100 hours. I'm going to stick with that. But this puts me in, I think, a bit of a unique position over other Helldivers content creators, because I actually played the first game and for a lot of hours. So I'm able to show the first game off a little bit more easily than they can. I know some of them have gone back and have started looking into Helldivers. But what I want to do today anyway is show you the weapons that we were using in the First Galactic War, because not all of them are in Helldivers 2 yet, and that's what I want to show off. So I'm going to go down the list of the weapons and we'll see what we see. So P2 Peacekeeper, starter pistol weapon in Helldivers 2, as is the Liberator. But this is the AR-20 Liberator Justice. You see here, these are upgrades you could buy for the weapons. You bought these with samples you collect in the missions. So, in my opinion, this was the best assault rifle in Helldivers. Primarily because it had penetrator rounds. It completely shot through whatever you shot at, as long as it didn't have heavy armor. I don't remember if they penetrate heavy armor, but everything else was dead. We don't have this yet in Helldivers 2, and we're already quite saturated with assault rifles. There's a lot of bleeding in. At the moment, we have the penetrator in Helldivers 2, which is completely made redundant by so this is called the Adjudicator. I think it's the Adjudicator, the one that came in that DLC bundle. What was it called? Not Cutting Edge. Was it the demo? Doesn't matter. I can't quite think off the top of my head what it was. But the Adjudicator has pretty much made the penetrator redundant. So what I think is this gun becomes, well, the stats of it anyway, get moved over to the Liberator penetrator, and that gives that gun a unique identity, being the only assault rifle that can completely pierce through armor. So you have 2 bugs in a row, 3 bugs, a bug breach, you're shooting the penetrator through, you're doing a lot of damage, like complete piercing. So that's pretty cool. I think, you know, that could be something we can do there with that weapon. Patriot, sorry, I'm British. The Patriot. The Breaker, we know the Breaker. The Punisher, we know. Double Freedom, we can't call in a double shotgun, but you do have the, what is it you can find on the map? The break action shotgun in Helldivers 2, which isn't very good. So move on from that. The SMG 45 Defender, we know this in Helldivers 2, we like it. The MP98 Knight, if you are a super citizen in Helldivers 2, you know what this weapon is. The railgun, you know what this is in Helldivers 2. In Helldivers, it was a primary weapon. Not as powerful as it was in the launch of Helldivers 2. This was unstoppable. It pierced absolutely everything, even heavy armor, and it also stunned them. So it's got a nice power stat there. I don't remember it being too powerful. I didn't like to use it. I thought it was a bit weak, but it's kind of got a bit of utility to it. The Constitution, that was added as like a meme, pretty much. I think it was a bolt action. Fairly ineffective in combat, but is used within the Super F-Armed Forces as a ceremonial rifle. Every citizen is issued one once they turn 16 to encourage service. But it wasn't a good weapon. Now the last 5 Scythe. We know what this is from Helldivers 2. It's about as good in Helldivers as it is in Helldivers 2. As in, we don't use it because we have the Triton. This was my... Well, was? No, it is. It is my go-to weapon in Helldivers. And the last 13 Triton is the laser shotgun. A shotgun-like weapon is further developed on the laser carbine technology, allowing for virtually ammunition-independent weapon, suitable when you want an easier time hitting your target. Apparently, it has or had a reputation of being a team killer weapon. I really can't fathom how. I just really can't. Now, the arc thrower. This was a team killing weapon, just like it used to be at the start of Helldivers 2, when people were just firing too carelessly and getting team kills. But it's a little bit, no, not a little bit, it's a hell of a lot worse in Helldivers for team killing, because it's a bit more of a shotgun, if I remember. No, it is actually the Arc 5, yeah, the Arc 5 arc shotgun. We'll come to this in a minute. The arc thrower. I don't remember using it too much. I don't have too much to say about it. But we have it in Helldivers 2 anyway. So it's not one that we necessarily want to talk about. Stalwart, we have it in Helldivers 2. The Ninja, we don't. It's another SMG. Armor piercing. Shoots through everything like the Justice. Pointless weapon, camper. Paragon, not really. Wasn't really a great weapon, and we don't need it in Helldivers 2. We have DMRs, so moving on from that one. CR9 suppressor. So I don't actually remember this weapon. You can see, at least on PC, I have not invested into it at all, but if we read there, full auto fires miniature rocket assisted fin stabilized fragmentation grenades. So it reads like it's a little bit like the Jar 5 Dominator. But how it plays, I can't remember. But by what it sounds like, we have similar in Helldivers 2, so we don't need to transpose this weapon. Players 1 Scorcher. I would have said the Plasma Scorcher was the absolute best weapon for the automatons in Helldivers 2. It could still be, but I think it's back and forth between Plasma Scorcher or the Counter Diligence sniper rifle. I won't go into why. I plan to do a tier list. Everyone loves a tier list, right? So I plan on doing a tier list for Helldivers 2. I'll talk more about that then. The LAS-16 sickle. We didn't launch Helldivers 2 with the sickle. It came in the cutting edge war bonds. I think it was also, yeah, it was a DLC in Helldivers as well. But we know how that plays, so sickle is considered probably the best primary weapon in Helldivers. I was playing Helldivers. And streaming it before Helldivers 2 came out, just to show my audience what you can expect. And I didn't actually have the sickle because I was the Trident boy. That was my pride and joy, Trident. So I never played the sickle. I don't remember if I did on console. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But I bought this shortly before Helldivers 2 came out, so I didn't play with it all that much. But it's good. It's as good as the sickle is in Helldivers 2, which is an amazing weapon. I don't want to talk too much again because I'll do a tier list, but a little teaser. For me, the sickle in Helldivers 2 is S tier bug weapon. I know some other YouTubers who make Helldivers 2 videos do not share the same feeling, but I bring something different to the table, I think. So the Tanto. There is no weapon in Helldivers 2 called the Tanto, but it is basically the dagger, kinda. It packs a laser into a small enough housing to be used for the same applications as conventional submachine guns. So it's not the dagger. More on that in a moment. So this is actually the submachine gun. Yes, one hand. No, he's I have used it one-handed. Well, it's the submachine gun laser weapon, which we don't have one in Helldivers 2, so there's room. So this is a weapon that could come over. The Arc 5 shotgun. We have the Blitzer in Helldivers 2 now, so it fills that role. So those are the primary weapons from Helldivers. So a lot of them are already here. We don't have the Triton. I would love to see it in Helldivers 2. Some of the other stuff would just be redundant if it was brought over. So as far as primary weapons concerned, there's one, maybe two you can bring. The Triton and the Tanto. So stratagems. This is where things will differ a lot. Oh, so yes, Resupply. It's a shared, like, party-wide, team-wide cooldown. Helldivers 2. Not in Helldivers, you had to bring it. You still have 4 stratagem slots in Helldivers, as you do in Helldivers 2. But you had to bring Resupply. So you kind of cut yourself down to 3, unless you use a laser weapon. So you had to bring it, or someone else had to. It would only drop 2 crates. 180-second cooldown. So you could mess yourself up pretty bad if you forget to bring this. So we have the machine gun. We have the stalwart in Helldivers, the MG42, and the heavy machine gun. We don't have a basic one. Oh, by the way, something I didn't mention there. These are the primary weapons, and we have the stalwart, which is a stratagem in Helldivers 2. So something else different there. So machine gun. The MGX42 machine gun. It's a bit of a weird icon there, don't be fooled. It is a machine gun. It does only fire from one chamber, although there's 8 there. So pay no mind to this drawing. But this was a disposable machine gun. Kind of like the Eat It in Helldivers 2. Once you fire your ammo, you dump it, it's gone. But you have a 120-second cooldown. Just bring in another one. The laser 98 laser cannon. We have this in Helldivers too. Still a support weapon. Not much to say. It plays exactly the same. Heavy continuous laser beam consumes no ammo unless it overheats. Yeah, I don't remember. But it's not saying that it has armor piercing or heavy or light piercing. I really don't remember. So move on. Grenade launcher, we have that. Plays the same. Explosive, but not anti-tank. That is actually a distinction in Helldivers, whether something's explosive and anti-tank. Don't recall if it does that in Helldivers too. I think it would just say explosive, not necessarily anti-tank. The Flam 14 Incinerator. Flamethrower. We have it in Helldivers too. Moving on. Recoilless rifle. Plays exactly the same in Helldivers 2. The Eat It, exactly the same. Even the same cooldown, right? 120 seconds. The resupply pack, we have that. The jump pack. I will play a mission once I go through this list, and I'll show off my favourite build. The jump pack is in that build, and I think you'll make sad noises when you see how the jump pack plays in Helldivers compared to Helldivers 2. So keep watching just for that. The shield generator pack, we have it in Helldivers 2. The Rep 80. So in Helldivers, you could heal outside of stim packs, and this is one of the ways you could do it. The Rep 80. So it's a support weapon. You could also repair vehicles as well. You didn't have destructible parts in Helldivers. Like in Helldivers 2, your mech arm can get blown off, your leg can be damaged, walk slower, but you can repair them. You can even repair turrets in Helldivers. So this healed Helldivers and vehicles. So it was cool, but I don't know if they're going to put it into Helldivers 2. I think it might make it a bit too easy, so I'm really not sure. But I don't think they will. But if they do, come back and tell me off in the comments I was wrong. So the Exo 44 Walker Exosuit. This was added into Helldivers 2. What's that? 2 months after launch? 1 month? Fairly quickly anyway. It plays exactly the same. Minigun and homing. Well, homing. I don't remember if they were actually homing missiles, but they shot missiles anyway. Now, things we don't have in Helldivers 2 yet. The M5 APC. You can drive around the map. 4 Helldivers inside, equipped with a double-barrel light auto cannon and 2 smaller support weapons. So these support weapons were on the side of the vehicle, like what do they call them? Port guns on the sides. Now the M5 32 heavy armored vehicle, explosive and anti-tank. It is an APC, same as this one, but it can destroy tanks and heavy armors. 90mm main cannon, 2 smaller support weapons, just like the regular APC. Yeah, we don't have it in Helldivers 2. We don't have any kind of tank yet, or even APC. Will we in the future? Probably we will. I think the maps are a bit too small in Helldivers to really warrant the use of a vehicle. But maybe in the future they'll make bigger maps, and it will make a vehicle a bit more useful. So we'll see. But I suspect they will bring some sort of vehicle into Helldivers 2. So the AC22 Dum Dum. This is actually, I believe the gun, the tank turret on this APC. I think this is it, but it's handheld. So this is basically the auto cannon from Helldivers 2. Everyone loves it. It's never been nerfed or buffed or changed in any way. Helldivers 2. And I think there'll be riots bigger than the PlayStation boycott if they do change the auto cannon in Helldivers 2. Now the Rumbler. This is the big boy. This is what I'm personally waiting for in Helldivers 2. This is a monster. The absolute monster. It's a portable mortar. It's triple shot handheld mortar, and you can upgrade it to be explosive and toxic. We don't. Well, the bugs have toxic in Helldivers 2, but the Helldivers do not currently. But yes, toxic in Helldivers, it slows. It does a little bit of dot damage, but this does not mention its anti-tank, but it is in a big way. This, along with the jetpack, was a permanent fixture in my Helldivers build. This was my anti-tank weapon, and it pretty much lets you solo whatever you want in Helldivers. Absolutely anything you want. You can even go and solo the raid bosses in Helldivers 2, and I did used to do that. Solo the raid bosses with the Rumbler, the jetpack, and the Tanto, and one stratagem calling, which I tend to favor the heavy strafing run, which we kind of have now in Helldivers 2. The strafing run in Helldivers 2 recently got buffed to add medium penetration, but that's further down this list. We'll get there soon. So the Tox 13 Avenger, kind of like a flamethrower, I guess, in the way it works, but it's toxic and it slows. Pretty good support weapon. Really good at high end if someone on your team has this. So the MLS 4X Commando. This is also one of the reasons I wanted to make this video, because Sony or PlayStation put out some images of this weapon for Helldivers 2. So bit of a spoiler, because I think they took it away. And there are some videos on YouTube, some of the channels that do leaked content, they're showing this weapon off. Yeah, maybe I'll show it here today in this video, just so you can see what it's like in Helldivers to what it will be like in Helldivers 2, if you've seen those leaked videos. So the guard dog, we have that in Helldivers 2. This is, yes, it has a submachine gun. It's from the backpack carried and will land there and rearm whenever it runs out of ammo. So yeah, in Helldivers 2, as soon as your guard dog runs out of ammo, you have to resupply it. Don't have to do that in Helldivers. It will just magic ammo on its own. So maybe, I know it's a bit immersion breaking that it can just summon ammo from nowhere, but maybe for a bit of quality of life in Helldivers 2, maybe bring this back. So the AD-289 Angel is another rover, it's another guard dog, but this one was a healer. Support drone capable of healing injured Helldivers that are nearby. So it's not just, it doesn't only heal you, it heals your teammates as well. So pretty nice. Will they add this into Helldivers 2? I don't think they will. I think it will make the game a bit too easy if they add this to Helldivers 2, if they add more healing. Because one of the ways you can die in Helldivers 2 is when you get fatigued, when you've been fighting a bit too long and you're low on supplies, you run out of stim packs. That's when you're most likely you're gonna die. So if they bring stuff like this in, I just think it'll make it a bit too easy. So yeah, I don't think we'll see this in Helldivers 2. So next one, directional kinetic shield. It's not like the ballistic shield in Helldivers 2. This is like, I would describe this as being a bit like Reinhardt shield from Overwatch. It's just like a square in front of you, and it takes so much damage, and then I think, if I remember right, it recharges and then it will pop back. Yeah, one use only. So, but it has durability. But I think it did recharge. So it says it slows down projectile attacks, but I think functionally it just actually blocked them completely. Okay, the Rexic Demolisher. So before we had the Rumbler, we had the Rexic Demolisher. I think these will appear in Helldivers 2. I feel safe in guaranteeing that. But again, if it doesn't happen, go tell me off in the comments in a year's time, 2 years time, whenever. But yeah, before the Rumbler, we had the Rexic Demolisher. Not everybody moved over to the Rumbler. Some people were loyalists, like a cyborg or an automaton, and they kept with the Demolisher. They were still incredibly powerful. They're basically, you get 5 off, you call them down stratagem, 180 cooldown, 3 seconds to call it down, or 2 seconds, but that's another thing to talk about soon. You call these down, you get 5. You can see how much I use them. I didn't even fully upgrade them. Explosive, anti-tank, remote detonation. More range on the final upgrade. Yeah, so these are basically like C4. Throw them out, run away, detonate when heavy armors move over. But this was the thing to use, because in Helldivers, when the game launched, just like in Helldivers 2, we had the recoilless rifle or the E-tits. Those were our anti-tank options. And just like in Helldivers 2, in Helldivers, no one would pick up your backpack, so you're solo loading. So that's not just the Helldivers 2 feature or unused feature. Teammates just didn't care. They were there for themselves, and very rarely would they reload you. So that's why these became so popular. They did the exact same damage. Well, effectively, it would one-shot, and you had 5 of them. You don't have to reload them. So that's why these became so popular. And then you had the Rumbler later, and people like myself, we love the Rumbler. We moved to the Rumbler. So the Exo 48 Obsidian. This is armed with twin 20mm autocannons. So that is in Helldivers 2 the Patriot Emancipator, effectively. And it plays the exact same way. So not much to talk about there. So then we have the Lumberer. Not yet present in Helldivers 2. This, off the top of my head before I scroll down, because I haven't researched this before I've done this video. You can see it's anti-tank, so you know it has an auto cannon, but it has another weapon. Take a guess what it is, and then I'll scroll down. 3, 2, 1, scrolling down. It had a flamethrower. Please tell me it had the flamethrower. 90mm cannon, also armed with the flamethrower. It was the Flamer one. Ooh. So will we see this in Helldivers 2? Probably. I think it would actually be kind of cool in Helldivers 2 if they just remove the variants of the mech suits and add like a hangar in Helldivers 2 where we can customize what weapons we want on the mech. So, and eventually we're going to get quite cluttered in Helldivers 2, so they're going to have to do something. And you know, or we're going to be swimming like in 100 like stratagems. It's going to be quite a scroll to find what we want to equip. So maybe like a hangar, we can just equip the weapons we want on there. So we can take a flamethrower or a minigun, or 2 flamethrowers if you wanted to. Hell, why not? So we have a little motorbike. Will we see this in Helldivers 2? If they add any vehicle in Helldivers 2, this will probably be the first one, because it's quite simple. It can't attack. It just gets you from A to B. It is pretty quick vehicle though. Didn't really get used all that much. Maybe solo players used it. I don't know. I think there's more you needed than this in solo, so whatever. The Bastion. So we did have a tank in Helldivers. Probably, almost assuredly, we will get a tank in Helldivers too. So this 2 people to operate, yeah. You had a driver and a gunner on this tank, so the driver couldn't attack. But I seem to remember the driver could attack if there wasn't a gunner. I don't think they could rotate the turret, so you had to face what you wanted to shoot. But you also have 2 side gunners, like on the APCs, like the port gunners, so you can attack on the sides. Defensive stratagems. Distractor beacon. I'd be quite surprised if this is added into Helldivers 2. It basically what's popular? Dune. You seen the Dune films lately? The Timothy Chalamet ones. You know, you have the thumpers for the sandworms. It's kind of like that. But I don't think it will. I can't see a use for it in Helldivers 2. Minigun turret. We have that in Helldivers 2. Rail cannon turret. We do not have in Helldivers 2. Grenade launcher turret. We do not have it. We do have the Tesla tower. Anti-personnel mines. Unfortunately, we do have these in Helldivers 2. We don't have stun mines though in Helldivers 2. I suppose people in Helldivers 2 would be a bit more accommodating if there were stun mines and not anti-Helldiver mines. If these are in Helldivers 2, I don't think people would mind too much. The Humblebee UAV drone. It does not serve a purpose in Helldivers 2. In Helldivers, you cannot see samples on the map, but if you use a UAV drone, you will see samples on the entire map for as long as the drone is active. I think it could show you patrols as well, but it's quite redundant, so I don't think this is gonna find its way to Helldivers 2. And we're not really losing anything there, so no worries. Anti-tank emplacement. So in Helldivers 2, we have the heavy machine gun encampment we can put down and operate. Here we have what looks like the auto cannon. Or think of the sentry in Helldivers 2, the auto cannon sentry. This is how this functioned. It's also anti-tank. So barbed wire, just slows. Will we see this in Helldivers 2? I mean, they could put it in. I wouldn't complain. Very unlikely I would use it. It will probably just go. People rarely use this in Helldivers 2. In Helldivers either. So. Yeah. I mean, I can see that they could put it in, but I don't think it will be a game changer. Not like the Rumbler. Static field conductors. This is the EMS orbital strike in Helldivers 2. So we have that airstrike, we have that Vindicta dive bomb. This is basically the orbital wait, what's it called in Helldivers 2? Orbital strike. Why am I drawing a blank on that? You know the one. Fires 3 volleys, got buffed in the recent patch. Is it just orbital airstrike, I think? Strafe and run. So we have this in Helldivers too. We actually have 2 in Helldivers. A regular one and a heavy strafe and run. This is what I said earlier. The strafe and run in Helldivers 2 with its buff in the recent patch basically became the heavy strafe and run. Heavy rounds explode on impact. So yeah, that's cool. Thunderer barrage. We don't have anything like this in Helldivers 2. Well, do we? No, I guess we kind of do with the 120 and the 380 orbital barrage. Yeah, okay. Orbital laser, yep, we have that. The Shredder missile, we don't have this in Helldivers 2. We won't see this in Helldivers 2. Or I would say we won't see it in Helldivers 2 for several reasons. It's incredibly overpowered, and we kinda already have something like it in Helldivers 2 with the 500 kilogram bomb. In Helldivers, just like Helldivers 2, you can call in hell bombs to destroy objectives. What's the most common one? Automatons. Let's say the detector towers. Yeah, for an example. You call in the hell bomb. You have to sit there getting shot by 6 automaton flyers. What do you call them? Drone ships. And just hope your hell bomb doesn't get destroyed while you're trying to survive. We had to do the same thing in Helldivers, apart from we didn't have flying enemies in Helldivers. But your hell bomb could still be destroyed. So the Shredder missile basically made that a non-issue. It's, as we read there, a tracking micronuclear tactical missile. So this is basically a hell bomb you can call in from your Eagle. And what, one use only? But it didn't matter. Like, people would take this, use it for objectives. If there was a crap ton of enemies on the screen, you would call this in just like you would call in an ammo drop pack. It was just, yeah, throw it, whatever. It was really good. You upgrade this to level 3 and you can use it 5 times a mission. So yeah. Oh, and it even came with a warning siren on its final upgrade. So not a lot of excuses to be getting killed by this in Helldivers with the warning siren. It's like, out the way. Well, maybe they should put that in Helldivers 2. How many times have you seen a teammate run into your airstrike or some stratagem you've called in? Probably quite a lot. Maybe just have a warning siren on everything. Rail cannon strike. We have it in Helldivers. Nothing to say. Helldivers 2. So nothing to say. Close air support. Low fly and run from an Eagle, where it strays with the main cannon, fires 2 missiles. So I guess that's a bit like the rocket pods. Missile barrage. Guess that's again a bit like the rocket pods for Helldivers 2. Precision artillery. I really don't remember that too much. Artillery strike fired in a tight cluster with top modern homing rounds able to alter their trajectory. Maybe you can consider this a bit like the orbital precision strike. Doesn't say it comes from the Eagle, so this would be coming from the destroyer. I guess that's a good comparison there. So the reinforce, the hell bomb, the metal detector. This is a sub-objective we don't have in Helldivers 2 yet. It would be cool if they added it. It was a fun little mini game. Bringing out your little metal detector, scanning around for landmines. So one thing I don't have unlocked, thunderous smoke rounds. So we have smoke rounds in Helldivers 2, so we don't need to discuss that. So one of the big differences in Helldivers 2, we don't have perks. Instead we have boosters, which doesn't quite encompass, it's not like a replacement for perks. It's like a complete different system altogether. So I would say we don't have perks in Helldivers 2 at all. I don't think boosters are quite the same. Laser aim module, you don't need this in Helldivers 2. It only works in Helldivers because it's a top-down game, and people will be able to see where you're aiming. So you don't need that. Auto injector, it's another one. You don't really need it in Helldivers 2. You can stim whenever you want, so don't need it. Heavy armor. It's another thing we don't need because we have armor classes in Helldivers 2. We didn't in Helldivers. So if you wanted to be more tanky, you bring this perk. Cardio accelerator. So you can run faster. That's as simple as that. So these grenades, these are modifiers. So these will alter the grenades. You always have grenades in Helldivers, and they're always explosives. But if you take stun grenades, it will change it from an explosive grenade to a stun grenade. So we have stun, incendiary, and smoke. Stratagem priority, just a short cooldown. Now the displacement field. This is something I want to see in Helldivers 2. This was permanent in my Helldivers build. The way it works is when you're about to take fatal damage, you would teleport to somewhere nearby. They can put this into Helldivers 2. I don't know how they could do it. Maybe it'll be a booster. Because these perks only affect yourself in Helldivers. It's not for your whole team. But if they can put this into Helldivers 2, then that would be amazing. And I would want to use it. Because how many times... So, as an example, how many times in Helldivers 2 are you somewhere on the map? Okay, so like you're up here on the map and you have a teammate over here on the map. You're in two different areas, like opposite corners, but you suddenly get set on fire. So what's that? Why am I on fire? And then you realize one of your teammates has a incendiary breaker and he's just sniped you from across the map. With a displacement field, if you get shot, you're going to teleport. Awesome. It will save you from those stray rounds. But it's not just friendly fire. If say in Helldivers 2, a bile spewer, for example, quite hard to escape sometimes. A fatal death. But you have a displacement field. As soon as you're at like lethal health, this is going to teleport you away from the Bile Titan. So I would love to see this in Helldivers 2. Strong arm. Melee damage and throwing range increased. So it's a bit like the servo assisted perk on some of the armors. So some of these do exist in Helldivers 2, just in other ways. Heavy armor is heavy armor in Helldivers 2. Cardio accelerator. If you want to run faster in Helldivers, you wear medium or light armor. Exactly the same as these. You equip these in Helldivers 2. Get a different grenade type. Stratagem priority, we can't do that. You can take whatever pistol you want in Helldivers 2. You don't need to modify it like this. Precision call-in. I said something earlier had 3-second call-in, and I said we'll come back to that later. Don't remember what I was talking about, but precision call-in reduces all your cooldowns by 1 second. I think it was the Rexic mines I made mention of it. So yeah, precision call-in. We don't have anything like it in Helldivers 2. Would it be good in Helldivers 2? Not at 1 second, I don't think. I would just rather wait 1 extra second to call in my stuff, then use up a slot. This. So all-terrain boots, these were pretty nice. Remember in the Polar Patriots look reveal, and you had the armors, and they had the spiky cleats on the armors, and people and I and other Helldivers veteran players were hoping that this perk, all-terrain boots, would kind of be an additional effect for armors, but that didn't turn out to be the case. It was just a vanity cosmetic piece. It didn't have any function, so that's a bit of a letdown. So that brings us to the end of the weapons we had in the first war, stratagems we had, what we can expect to see in the second game. So what I'm going to do, we'll go down to a planet. I'm going to leave this planet because this is an illuminate planet. I'm going to do another video. I don't know if it'll be the video after this one, but it will be pretty soon, where I'm going to play Helldivers against the automatons. Not the automatons, the illuminate. There are no automatons in Helldivers. They're called cyborgs. It's on the map there, look. Cyborgs. Yeah, I'm going to do another video where I'm going to play against the illuminates, and it'll be look and know your enemy kind of video. So what the illuminate units are, what we can expect of them in Helldivers 2. So for the bugs, not really much has changed between the bugs between Helldivers and Helldivers 2. I can show you on this screen here. The bugs. So we have scouts, those, you can draw your own parallel to Helldivers 2. Scout, Vanguard, Stalkers, Shadows, they're another variant of Stalker. Warriors, you know what those are in Helldivers 2. Elites, Impalers, we don't have these in Helldivers 2 yet. Will we have them in Helldivers 2? I think we will. I hope we do anyway. Tanks is basically the Charger. The Behemoth is a heavily armored Charger. Brood Commander. And the Hive Lord. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll go to the Hive Lord. Yeah. Show you what the Hive Lord is. We go to a bug planet. Oh, I don't think I can because they're attacking Kepler Prime. This is the home planet for the bugs. Yeah, I can't. Because I can't get to another planet. Oh, that's a pity. So let's do the automatons. Ah, no, I did it again. Cyborgs. Cyborgs. Let's go to... Let's go very cham. Go level 7. Oh, something to show you by the way. Level 9. Helldivers 2, this is Helldive. In Helldivers, you have to go all the way to level 12 to get to Helldive. But in Helldivers, we have a maximum of 15. The inner circle of hell. And most assuredly, we will get more difficulty levels in Helldivers too. But because I want to show off my favorite weapons from Helldivers that I want to go into Helldivers 2, I'll play a little mission here with those equipped. This looks like it's going to be a bright planet, and that is already overexposing my camera. So, do we have a snow planet or a grass planet? We have a grass planet. It's lower difficulty, but we'll do this one. I was just thinking, maybe I could go to a planet to show off the metal detector, but I mean, I'm already 50 minutes into this video, 51 minutes. And I was only expecting it to be like 20 minutes, but gone on a hell of a lot longer. So if you've been watching all the way through, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. So confirm my drop zone. Let's drop down there. So there's my ammo, my rumbler, my jetpack, and I have the EMS. So shall I bring, because I was talking about the shredder missile, let's bring that. And I'm using the Triton. So this is, so the displacement field, I want this in Helldivers 2, so I'm going to use this. Triton, I want this in Helldivers 2, so I'm going to use it. The rumbler, I want this in Helldivers 2, so I'll be using that right now. And the jetpack, I'm going to use this right now, because it was part of my main build, but I also want to make you all sad at how good the Helldivers jetpack is and how bad it is in Helldivers 2. So we already have some cyborgs. Not giving me any time to call. Oh, wrong button. Okay. Jetpack still has the same cooldown and button input as Helldivers 2. Yep, we don't need anything else. Oh yeah, you can also call in 2 jetpacks. Okay, the rumbler. The rumbler. In all its splendor. Oh, we don't have these in Helldivers 2 yet. But we don't know what the automatons are doing on Cyberstan in Helldivers 2. So we could see some old enemies come back. We have samples. There's only one type of sample in Helldivers. We don't have rare samples. We don't have super samples. But it would be it would be a lot of fun to see the dogs come back in Helldivers 2. It'll be fun for me because I've killed thousands of them in Helldivers. Is that terminal? Not seen any heavy units yet. But let's bring out some more rumbler. So they're ahead of us up to there. And they're dead. It's not until you get to heavy armor cyborgs that you start to see what you can recognize in Helldivers 2. Because the two factions are related. So, you can see why people might say this is a team kill weapon, because at long ranges it does have a big spread. But it is a shotgun, so use it closer range. Oh no. Okay, time to jetpack. There's the jetpack. And we're jumping again into the wall. Oh, there's my displacement field. So when you go down, just have to mash and then get away as quick as possible. This back out. So you see what I mean about the displacement field? As soon as you take what would be fatal damage, it just teleports you away. So it would be very nice to have that in Helldivers 2. It will save a lot of lives, especially mine, because most of my deaths in Helldivers 2 come from ragdolls. Getting a bit busy down there. Disable generator. How many times have we disabled in this generator? Oh no. On button. Do you see those ones there calling in the flares? They do that in Helldivers 2. Rebooting. Is it doing it for each bank of guns? He just ran into the AA gun. You fool! The destruction of the Rumbler. Oh. Oh, I know. I'm doing it wrong. I think I'm supposed to be calling in a hell bomb. Yeah, I think you disable the generator, then you can call in the hell bomb. I'm not sure if they're going to destroy that now. Or it might be because they were shielded. It's getting a bit busy. On it. No, I should have some in there. No, I'm empty. Looks like I still had some. No. Rid of them. I don't think they're going to be sending any tanks my way. Oh, he's a little bit like the Berserker. So let's get across the water. This is what I mean with a jetpack. You can just jump. Not forever. There is an ammo for it. It's on the top right. The little box in the bottom left. So you do have fuel, but even you can spam it a lot and still have plenty of ammo left for the whole mission. Let's go. I don't remember what this objective is. Oh, but first of all, reload this. Nice. Unpack a base. Oh, we have to mash. Oh, yeah, I ain't done the shredder missile yet. Oh, raise the mast. It's a little bit like the raise the flag from Helldivers 2. Deploy an array. Okay. Activate transmission. And down, up, down, 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 up, down, down. The truth transmitter. Ah. No illegal broadcasting Helldivers. Alright, where are we going? Oh, I was going to throw... Shredder missile. Here it comes. I've got to be off screen though. You see how that's kind of like 500 kilogram bomb, but better. So I don't think they'll add the Shredder missile Helldivers 2. Jumping! Just jump forever. Please let us do this in Helldivers 2 Arrowhead. Please. I'll buy your game twice. Oh, I've gone around it. So you probably can figure out what this is. Repair the artillery controls. So it's a bit like the Seath artillery, Helldivers 2, but you can't actually use it on missions. A to drop. Ah, there we go. There's the first armored one. So who does that look like? Who does that look like from Helldivers 2? Our favourite automaton. The Shield Devastator. And this guy is heavy armoured. Well, on the back at least. So what I can do, stand in front of his gun, right? We'll see the displacement field. This teleports me away before I'm gonna die. So let's rumbler. The ultimate question solver. The rumbler. Coming, hopefully, to Helldivers 2. Load the shield. Activate firing sequence. Out of ammo. Oh, now we're cooking. No, wait. Dogs. No, wait. You. Got away. I'm not gonna get away. The dogs. This is why it will be fun to have them in Helldivers 2. It's when you think you're safe. And the dogs come and say hello. And they look awesome. And they would look even better in Helldivers 2. And just imagine when you fight automatons in Helldivers 2. It's basically like an A-team firefight. You're just behind cover. You pop out, you take some shots, you get back in cover until one of you dies. But now just imagine you hear the sound of those dogs in Helldivers 2. Well, you just, if you've never played Helldivers, you wouldn't know. Just imagine you hear the sound of like, well, that sound. And you're thinking, what's that? What's that? You look around the corner. There's a pack of 3 dogs coming at you. Because they don't really have assault units, the automatons. Like, they don't... Well, they do kind of have the berserkers, I guess. They will charge you down. But they're not as cool as the dogs. Okay. Call the shuttle.
Extraction confirmed. Shuttle inbound.
Pelican 1.
-1 minute 30 seconds. Equipment on its way.
Come and bring me home. Just imagine it. Helldivers 2 and these are running at you.
ETA T-1 minute.
One minute. I don't know why the music isn't playing. Oh, there it is. No dogs. They're gonna get me. Oh no. Yeah, of course I was gonna survive. Shuttle incoming. Alright, there's one more thing I'll do before I close the mission. Wait, is he take... Oh, never mind. I forgot he takes off automatically. What I was going to do was call in the Shredder missile. You know, in Helldivers 2, it's become quite trendy for people to throw 500 kilogram bombs, something, just before they get on the Pelican. That used to happen in Helldivers 2, in Helldivers as well. And it was just as annoying in Helldivers as it is in Helldivers 2. So please stop doing it. If you are someone who does that in Helldivers 2, please don't. We want our samples. we want to get out of the mission as quick as possible to get into the next one. So, because we didn't see many of the heavy armored units, I'll show you them here. The Legionnaire, another kind of like a shield devastator again. It's a bit like the Berserker. The Butcher, I mean, it says saw blades, so again, that's a bit like the Berserker. The Hound, we just don't have him. Grotesque. So these are cyborgs. The automatons, as far as we know in Helldivers 2, they are fully robotic. The Hulk. Okay, does he look familiar-ish? He looks... It's kind of like another shield devastator. So there's the tank. We didn't see one in this mission. I didn't go into a mission high enough level. So there's the Warlord. So the Warlord is the Hulk of Helldivers 2. So this guy has a autocannon. I believe he had another weapon. It says he has a cannon. Formidable opponents. I'm pretty sure they came with another weapon. And there's the siege mech, which is the like boss. You can see on the maps. If I go away from this planet, so there he is, and you just need 50 influence to be able to fight them. Did I gain enough? I mean, it says 50. It seems like I earned enough from that mission. So I'll show you this guy real quick, and then we'll finish off the video. I think we'll be going to about an hour 20 on this video. So again, if you're still here, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. So let's drop. I want to go far away. I'm going to take this off and bring... anything else to really show off? Don't know. I don't think the EMS will work on this boss. But we don't have bosses yet in Helldivers 2. I suspect we will. You can see the carcasses or something to do with the Hive Lords on Helldivers 2 maps, but there is nothing about an automaton super weapon, and we don't have the Illuminate yet. So he is over that way. Look at this beauty. Ugluck the Obliterator. Need to reload already? Rapid fire. Dead. Guess I'm not using my jump pack. I also didn't expect to get caught. It's been a long time, okay? It's been a long time since I fought these bosses. No! When I'm picking up... Oh, and there's my life's gone, so... Well, that's what he looks like anyway. Well, at least I had 100% accuracy. I'm not all bad. So... that's all there is to show. Well, not all. Let's say I'm going to do another video on the Illuminates. I don't even want to click this so you can see what the units are, because I'm going to do that in that video. So this is the end. So where are we at? We're an hour and 15. So I'll just say it one more time. If you've watched from the start to the end in one sitting, well done. You have some incredible endurance. But just in general, thank you for watching the video. I stream most days on Twitch. I'll put a link in the description because I don't have an outro card yet for the videos. But if you want to see me playing Helldivers 2 live, go find me over there. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe I'll see you on my live stream sometime. Thank you very much, and bye bye for now.